some big news coming down today in the world of baseball for the MLB. You did have a trade go down. You also had a suspension take place, and I'll start with the suspension before I get along with some of the other news going on right now. And the suspension is a 65-game suspension, which is the rest of the season for the Brewers. Braun, Brian Braun is serving a 65-game suspension. He's an outfielder for the Brewers. He will not appeal the suspension, so he's going to go through with it. And he kind of admitted, he put out some sort of a statement after it was kind of announced. Well, Braun said in a statement that was released by the MLB, that he acknowledges, I have acknowledged in the past I am not perfect, and I realize now that I have made some mistakes. You think? I am willing to accept the consequences for these actions, so that is why, that's going along with why he is not appealing the suspension. Braun, who was the National League MVP in 2011, and is more or less the first real suspension by the MLB for, after this whole biogenesis stuff is kind of going down in the MLB, kind of sooner than a lot of people probably thought. At first they were saying he was going to be after the All-Star break when their suspensions would start happening. Bud Selig was on with, I think, Mike and Mike on ESPN, and even David Letterman or something. They tried to get an answer out of him. And I think what was kind of coming out afterwards was that it wasn't going to be till 2014 we were going to start hearing some of this stuff coming out to the public. But whether this is clearly directed to this or not, it does have to do with some sort of abuse. I have it here. Drug prevention. He violated the MLB's drug program. So, still, again, I don't know how connected that is. Of course, they're all drugs at the end of the day, but who knows if this is a part of it. If it is a part of it, then this is probably just the first part of what is going to go down. Of course, Braun is linked to that list that they have for the biogenesis investigation, along with A-Rod, who I'll get to in a minute. I believe he's on that as well. But yeah, so the chips are starting to fall for this whole steroid thing, part 2 of this whole era, I guess you can say. You had Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire thing in the past, a few years back, and now it's starting to kick up again. So let's see how the second half of the season comes out. I don't know off the top of my head how the Brewers have been doing. I know Braun may have even been out for a while. I think he just got off the DL maybe a few weeks ago for something. But yeah, so Braun is suspended, will not be seen on the baseball diamond for the rest of this season. And like I said, he will not appeal the suspension. Most people do, if it's a 10-game whatever after a little fight or whatever, but he will not. So he's accepting and more or less admitting to the fact that he has done something to alter the way he's performing or whatever. And as I mentioned with A-Rod, A-Rod is, still a part of that, linked to that, as always when it comes up. That's not what I'm going to talk about with A-Rod. A-Rod is not, I guess he was expected to be playing today for the Yankees. He was supposed to finish up his rehab assignment. I know he started off with one team and he went on, I think, to another team. And I know he had one good game where he had a home run or something, a decent game. But I think he went 0-4 in his last game or something like that. But yeah, I have it down here that a grade 1 quad strain will keep that from happening. And I guess whether he'll stay in rehab, maybe he'll be done for the season. Who knows with A-Rod? But at this time, yeah, he's not going to be moving up anytime soon, at least not today. And speaking of the DL, and the teammate of his who's been in the news for his own injury concerns, and I believe he has a quad strain as well. He's been placed on the 15-day DL, and that is Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, I believe, did a rehab assignment, or I don't even think he did. He may have just went straight into back with the Yankees after coming off the DL not too long ago as well. Something with his ankle, leg, whatever. But yeah, now he's back on the 15-day DL. He only probably played a game or two once he got off the DL that first time a few weeks back. So yeah, there you go with him. The Yankees, you kind of want to say they're falling apart, but with these being two of the older guys, I don't really know. The scariest thing, and the thing that could have made this a lot worse, was in that in the All-Star game, when I believe it was Matt Harvey threw a pitch and almost knocked out Robinson Cano, but Robinson Cano wasn't that badly hurt. So I believe that was in the first or second inning. But anyways, other than that, I can't even say his name correctly, but he's been in the league for 2 years. Yospidis Cespedes. I don't know, maybe. I'm just kind of going off of that. He plays for the A's. He won the home run derby. He was like the fourth member of the AL All-Star team, I believe. Just kind of just thrown in there. Wasn't in the All-Star game, but he ended up winning, surprised some people. I believe he wasn't even hitting the ball well during regular gameplay with the A's in Oakland or anywhere for that matter. But he comes out, puts on a show, and hasn't played a game since. I believe he has some left wrist tightness or whatever. But since he's won the home run derby, he hasn't played a game, and it's been like 4 or 5 games. So we'll keep you updated with that as that goes along. So there's that. Also with the Dodgers, who are favorite right now, and I have a lot of friends who are in the LA area. I'm from more or less the LA area, so I hear a lot about the Dodgers stuff. So a lot of concern about the outfielders. I know Yosiel Puig wasn't playing after the All-Star game or whatever. He had he a few games, but he's now back in the lineup. You had someone else return who was an outfielder, and that was Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp was he came back one game after being on the DL. Wasn't part of the All-Star game or anything like that. So he came off the DL not too long after the All-Star game had taken place, and he played one game, had a homer, and was like 3 for 4, 2 for 3, something like that. And then he slides in for home and hurts his ankle. So I don't think he's going to be going on the DL. I know Don Mattingly, who's the manager for the Dodgers, said it was swollen, maybe sprained, but they'll just kind of go and work with him through it. But he's not going to go on the DL, so you won't see a return there to the DL after just getting off like you have with Jeter and A-Rod, more or less. You're just going to see Kemp kind of fight through it, whether he's playing these next few games. I know he's not playing today. He's kind of been ruled out. But with that being said, you got Puig coming back in. So I don't know, kind of weird. I don't think these two have ever played together yet. Maybe they have 1 or 2 games. But it always seems like there's something. Whether they're doing it on purpose, I doubt they're doing it on purpose. But I don't know. It's just really weird how they've kind of avoided each other. Not that they're avoiding each other as far as they don't like each other, but they just kind of miss playing each other. Anyways, I'm sure the Dodgers fans are happy as long as one of them are out on the field producing, doing well. And with that being said, I mentioned a trade earlier in baseball. That was the Cubs. They pulled Matt Garza, their pitcher, from his start today. He was supposed to be playing against the Diamondbacks. Today is July 22nd. July 22nd, and he was pulled from his start today. Later on, it was announced after it had been speculated for a while that he was going to be traded. He got traded to the Rangers in a I was going to say a 4-player deal, but it's not a 4-player deal. In return, the Cubs get 4 players. I know off the top of my head, 2 of them are prospects. I believe one of them may be a pitcher. I don't know if he's a prospect or not off the top of my head. Justin Grimm, who's also a pitcher and a player to be named later. So you have 2 prospects. Justin Grimm, who's a pitcher, not sure if he's a prospect or not. I believe he's probably playing already for the Rangers. And then you have a player to be named later for their 4th player. So we'll have to see how that goes along. I'll probably have to ask Enrique or have him maybe post up something on the Sports Minded Facebook page. And that's Enrique Rivera, who's a writer and a reporter for more or less the MLB when on Sports Minded, and have him, probably talk about some of these prospects and see what he knows and pick his brain a little bit about it. But so there you go with that. Stay tuned because I will be making a quick video, another video. I know this one's running a little long, but I'll be making another quick video about some news going on in the NFL. So stay tuned to that. Have a great day. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, sports_minded. Go to the website as well for more updates on Garza, Braun, Jeter, A-Rod, Puig, Kemp, and Cespedes, and everyone else in the MLB, whether it's steroids, trades, suspensions, anything like that. We'll have it all for you on sportsmindednews.com. With that being said, I am James Williams. Have a great day.